And lastly, we have the rational functions. Now, rationals, you remember, are fractions with a variable in the denominator. So they explain this verbally as one quantity increases in value, the other quantity decreases in value. Now this kind of makes sense, right? Well, let me write. I'll have to find a better way to do this. Okay. So, if I have this rational function, 1 over x, as x gets larger, so as x gets larger, say it's 1,000, f of x gets smaller, right? It's 1 over 1,000. As x gets smaller, so say x is instead 0.0001, f of x gets larger. So as one quantity increases in value, the other quantity decreases. They are inverse variations of each other. And then we have our table, right? It's just taking the input x and creating the output f of x. So our input here is -2. So 1 over -2 is the same thing as -0.5. 1 divided by -1 is -1. 1 divided by 0, remember we can never divide by 0, so that's undefined. And if you remember, that whenever we have 0 in the denominator creates an asymptote on our graph. When we have 1 divided by 1, we get 1. And lastly, when we have 1 divided by 2, we have a half. And our graph here is our rational graph. We have two asymptotes. One where x is 0, x equals 0, and one where y is equal to 0. And that is the end of our first presentation.